everybody, this is my lockdown tutorial for Elevate 2 by Daniel McFarlane. So we're going to be talking through this piece, and I'm going to be showing you some ways that you might get into it quicker and help you with learning it and with your practice at home. The first thing to say is that if you've done Elevate 1, you'll know that we're going to use that forearm rotation in this piece, and you might want to have a look at the tutorial for Elevate 1 if you are unfamiliar with that forearm rotation. So I'm just going to talk through the piece and bring out a few things about the patterns in the piece and how you might play it. So we're looking at the first line of music so far, and I want you to just have a look at the notes there. We are going to go back to middle C all the time, but we go through a range of notes, the first note being E, so we've got, and then you can see that we're going up, staying on the middle C and going up to the F, coming back to the D, and then the E. The second line we're going to the G now, F, D, and E again. So we're returning back to the E at the end there. Now those two lines form the basis for the pattern, which is going to carry on throughout the piece in different ways. If we just take those notes, not the C, if we just leave the C out for a moment and just play that tune, I'm just going to play one each of the notes in each bar. So you see in the first bar we've got an E, F, third bar D, E, fifth bar G, F, D. Now just leaving that part of the music for a moment, we're going to have a look at bar 17, which is the beginning of the second page. And you will see that here the right hand has got semi-breve, 4-beat notes across the bar. And let's just have a look at those notes. I'm just going to play them to you. Have a look while I'm playing them to you. So there you see they're the same notes, but we're not putting that in with the quavers this time. We're just playing those. So let's go back. We're going to have a look at line 3 now. So again, we're going to start this with the right hand is going to start this pattern again. But this time we've got some lower notes underneath, and you're not going to be able to see these on the video because that C there, although it looks like it's here, you'll notice that there's a 15 underneath that, and that means we're going to take it down not 1 octave but 2 octaves. Just you won't see that note, but it is the last C on your piano. So you will notice that that first C is tied, which means we're not going to play it again, but it's tied for 4 bars underneath the tune that we had in the first line. And then we're just going to have a look from bar 13. We're actually going to move, and we've got some left hand semi-breve notes which are going to last under the tune here. First one is E, so okay, so that whole section will just sound like this. I'm going to put the pedal down because it tells me to put the pedal down at the beginning of the piece, so make sure you're doing that. You don't need to hold the pedal down right down to the floor, so just experiment with how much pedal sounds good. So moving on, to the second page now from bar 17, you'll see that we're going to take over that tune in the left hand now. So we've got the repeated quavers here, and we've got the tune. If you just look at those notes in between the low C, we've got we're going to put that into the repetitive quaver movement, and we're going to remember to do a nice forearm rotation. The other thing to say about this piece is just spot where the repetitive quaver movement stops at bar 16 and bar 24 and at bar 32. You'll notice at the end of those bars we've got a crotchet beat where the repetition stops. So do make sure you add that when you play this piece, because it's very, very easy to ignore that detail. So going on, looking back at bar 17 now, so we've got the reverse of really what we had before. We've got that movement in the left hand, and then we're picking out the tune notes with the right hand. So I'll just play you a bit of that with the pedal. Okay, so you really want to bring out that right hand there. And similarly, going back to bar 9 through bar 13 to the end of that line, you want to pick out the left hand notes there, because we want to feel like that's the tune. If we look at bar 25, you'll notice that we are doing everything here with both hands together. So again, it's the same tune, but with both hands. Moving on to bar 33, so at the end there we've got these chords. And you will see that this note that's the same in all of the chords is the C. And then the right hand and the left hand just step up those notes that we had before. So it's just a piece of patterns, really. I do suggest that before you play this piece, you go on to the Supersonics website and just listen to it. You can take down the tempo, make it slower so that you can really hear it. I would suggest that you don't try and play this at full speed to begin with. Just take it gradually and really get used to that forearm rotation. Okay, thanks ever so much for listening, and I hope to see you all soon.